Now imagine this, you lose part of your property all because of erosion, but then your property value goes up and maybe your property taxes as well.
Well, as News 5's Olivia Fecto tells us tonight, that could happen to some people in Ashtabula County as neighbors along Lake Erie deal with erosion.
From the erosion happening here at Township Park to the erosion that's happening on private properties, the bottom line is all of this is going to cost a lot of money to fix.
Our property has been in my family since I was 12.
For Cindy Harkless, what's happening to Mapleton Beach can be summed up in one word:
Heartbreaking.
Back in the 80s, with lake levels nearly as high as they are now, Harkless and her neighbors put in erosion controls.
In the last few years, we've noticed our rings are shifting, they're cracking, they're moving.
Harkless is one of many property owners along Ashtabula County's 25 miles of lakefront dealing with erosion. Some of them showed up to a meeting in Geneva on the lake Monday night as officials try to figure out how to stop the problem on public property.
This may be the new norm that we're dealing with.
The cost just to stop the erosion from getting worse on public land tops $1 million.
There's not an easy fix. It's not going away overnight.
Even as erosion eats away at the shoreline, it's possible some property values could go up.
It's a difficult thing to tell folks, hey, your property is less, but it's actually valued more, and hey, by the way, we got to charge you more in taxes too.
Ashtabula County Auditor David Thomas says this year the county is performing a revaluation required by the state every 6 years. That means people losing property to erosion might pay higher property taxes if they're in an area where sales are strong, like Geneva on the lake. Still, Thomas says homeowners still own what's underneath the water, so if lake levels go back down,
We may actually see some of that land come back for beaches, and then those folks will actually get that property back. They still own it, it's just, a couple feet of water above it.
So why was nothing done before this?
Cindy Harkless feels leaders should have addressed the problems years ago. Now she's paying to fix her own neighborhood and facing the possibility of pitching in to fix public property, too.
My husband and I live strictly on Social Security. How am I going to pay twice?
Voters will decide during the March primary whether to approve a Township Park levy. The Township Park Board says that's the quickest way to start shoring up the park and stop the problem from getting any worse. Reporting in Geneva on the Lake, Olivia Fecto, News 5.